This is how much of different foods you need to eat to kill you, part 1. Up first is chocolate. You would have to eat 85 chocolate bars to die from chocolate.
Look at this video.
But do you know there could be another contender waiting in line, a dangerous contender known as the zombie fungus. A fungus that hacks the brain and could potentially turn one into a zombie.
Asked Bob in an interview, they said, "You be cheating?" He said, "Yeah." They said, "Oh." They said, "You know you got a wife and kids, right?" He said, "Yeah." And nobody said anything. He wasn't hiding either. They asked one of the girls, "So you just went along with it?" She said, "Have you seen Bob Marley?"
In lieu of that, I'm gonna give you some tips on how to avoid getting cancer.
I'm back, Fittie to the E, and today we're gonna be taking a look at these TikToks together. I know my hair is different, I got it redone, you know what I'm saying? I kind of got tired of the longness, but I think it looks good. If you ask me, I think it looks fresh. I don't know about y'all, I think it looks good. If you guys like the chain, check the link down in the description. We just added astrology chains. For example, I'm an Aquarius, so this is an astrology chain. We also have astrology bracelets. So if you're an Aquarius, a Scorpio, a Leo, whatever it is, a Cancer, and you like your astrology symbol, check the link down in the description.
Photos with terrifying backstories. This photo was taken in the middle of the night from a Reddit user who swore they could hear noises coming from their kitchen. And it almost looks innocent until you zoom in. I don't like whatever was going on in there. A reminder too that if you like spooky things, you'll love my podcast. The most recent episode is all true ghost stories. This next photo was taken by a woman who was driving down an area in Connecticut that she said was haunted. She claimed she was taking a photo of one man walking, but when she looked back at the photo later, there were two. And this photo looks harmless enough until you realize that the user used to have a cat that would do this to their toilet paper rolls. But the cat had passed away months before this photo was taken, and the user lives alone. So what do you think, haunted or not?
You know, I feel like the picture one could be anything. For example, like it could be a camera glitch. I know cameras could be weird sometimes with reflection and glares. So the first one could be a camera thing. The one I would say would be the most interesting one is the cat one, because toilet paper just doesn't do that on its own. I don't know if that's just me, but my toilet paper never does that.
This video is going to change the way you look at the afterlife. Someone captured the moment a soul left someone's body after they died. Check it out.
That one actually looked like someone, like their spirit just left. I wonder if they actually died during that moment.
Did you have an imaginary friend growing up? Some believe those friends are actually ghosts. Listen to this story.
While babysitting his niece one night, a guy drifted off to sleep while studying and watching her from the baby camera monitor. He was suddenly awakened by the sound of whispering coming from the baby monitor. He looked and saw it. On the monitor showed a dark figure in the corner of his niece's room near her crib. Terrified, he ran into his niece's room, didn't see the shadow figure, but grabbed her and ran back into the living room. Eerily, when his brother returned later that night, he asked him not to tell his wife, but said he too had seen that same shadow figure and heard whispers near the crib. They continued to live in that house for another 4 years, and that little girl frequently talked about her special friend.
I had an imaginary friend growing up, and now I'm really wondering. What about you? What are your thoughts?
I never personally had an imaginary friend, but I knew a lot of people that did. And I don't know how I feel about it. It was kind of just like some childish stuff. Like maybe for some people, imaginary friends are normal, but I never had one. If you had an imaginary friend, let me know your story down in the description.
I feel like kids can see ghosts that we can't see. This story is about an imaginary friend that was probably something way worse. And if you like spooky stuff, definitely check out my podcast. A woman in Virginia claimed that when her daughter was little, she used to have an imaginary friend that she called Little Michael. And at first it was all the normal imaginary friend stuff that kids do. She would ask if little Michael could eat dinner with them. She would ask if little Michael could tuck her in at night. But she also said that if little Michael didn't do those things, that he would get mad, which the mom thought was kind of weird. But then one day the daughter is drawing, so the mom comes over to see what the daughter's working on. And she had drawn a stick figure of herself holding hands with a ghostly child figure that was in tattered clothes. This isn't the exact photo, but the child apparently had these deep, large black eyes and was holding wilting flowers in the other hand. So the mom's a little worried and she's like, "Hey, what are you drawing?" And the daughter's like, "Oh, it's little Michael." The mom said the daughter demanded that that photo be put on the fridge, and after the drawing was placed on the fridge, little Michael just kind of stopped showing up as much. The mom chalks it up to a little kid's imagination, but also says that anytime there's any sound in the house, that's all she can think of.
That's how you know her daughter's words had a play on her, because she says now every sound she hears, she thinks it's little Michael. Maybe it could be little Michael.
Okay, this girl's house is for sure haunted. Watch closely. In case you missed it, some weird shadow creature just popped out. What do we think, though? Is this real or fake? Let me know in the comments below.
I mean, I think it could be real or fake. You know, I feel like a lot of people try to fake these videos to go viral, so you never really know. Let me know your thoughts about that in the comments.
Earth's Scariest Places Part 37. You're not gonna believe what I'm about to tell you. This is Chase Vault, located on the Caribbean island of Barbados. This vault has a crazy backstory. It all started with this man, Colonel Chase. Colonel Chase's family had been buried in this vault. In 1812, when Colonel Chase opened the vault to bury another, the coffins already placed in the vault had moved, but the seal hadn't been broken. They moved on their own. The first time they didn't think anything of it, but this happened a second time in 1819. Again, the vault was opened up, and the coffins inside had been thrown around. Colonel Chase swears they were placed neatly in the crypt. It's also important to remember that there's only one entrance, and the seal was locked both times. How did the coffins move by themselves? Was it ghosts?
First thing that came to my head was Jesus. Could have been Jesus. Yo, it's like the Bible story of how Jesus just removed the tombstone door. Like, yo, how the hell did he do that?
This is how much of different foods you need to eat to kill you, part 1. Up first is chocolate. You would have to eat 85 chocolate bars to die from chocolate. I really don't see anybody doing this unless they're actually trying to die from chocolate. But just a heads up, don't eat 85 chocolate bars in one sitting, because you will most likely die. Next up is one of everybody's favorite fruit, which is bananas. And you would have to eat 405 bananas in one sitting to die. I don't even think monkeys can do this, nonetheless a human being, but you would die from all the potassium you're getting and just overdose on it. Next up is cigarettes. You would have to smoke 71 cigarettes in a row to die. I honestly don't even think it's possible for one person to do this in one sitting, but if you do, you will most likely die, so I recommend not to do it.
I mean, I hope someone wouldn't smoke 72 cigarettes in one sitting. I mean, I don't personally know, but I've heard stories about people that can go through like a pack a day. Yeah, I don't really know about that one, but as long as it's not 72 times in a row.
Earth's Scariest Places, Part 47. You are not gonna believe the story behind this one. This is Riverdale Road, located just outside of Denver, Colorado. This 11-mile stretch of road is nicknamed the most haunted road in America, for good reason, but we'll get to that later. This road has a crazy amount of reported paranormal activity, disappearances, car wrecks, and deaths, including at least 10 reported deaths in the past 40 years, 4 of which were car wrecks, and tons of joggers who have disappeared. Paranormal activity reported here includes bodies hanging from the trees that disappear when you come near, a phantom classic Camaro with one headlight that disappears as it gets closer to you, Native American shapeshifters, and a phantom jogger who scratches the side of passing cars and taps the shoulders of passing joggers. But what's the story behind this road? Why is there so much paranormal activity? I'll tell you this, it involves a crazy rich man, his dead family, and a burnt down mansion. Come back for part 2 for the full story.
Okay, what do you think? Ghost or nah?
Before Joey and Amy Radke moved into their Minnesota home, they were warned it was haunted. The prior tenant reported seeing shadows and felt like something was watching her as she slept at night. The couple moved in and didn't notice anything strange straight away, until one night, it started. The couple had a pet camera set up in their home, and this is the footage they captured one night. A ghostly figure in a nightgown suddenly appears in the hallway as the couple's cats take cover underneath a table out of fear. Joey did some research on the home and believes the figure to be the ghost of an elderly lady who passed away in their bedroom years before. And ever since capturing this apparition, the couple has reported more activity in the home, seeing things and that same feeling of being watched.
What do you think?
I wonder if they ever thought about the possibility that someone might have broken into their house. I mean, I don't think someone broke in, but like, hey, it could be a possibility.
The infection in The Last of Us game and show is actually based on this very real parasitic fungus that turns certain insects into zombies. And how similar the fungus is in real life to the infection in The Last of Us will freak you out. The creators of the game and the new show were inspired by zombie carpenter ants specifically. The zombies in The Last of Us go through 4 stages of infection which have parallels in nature, and here they are. In the first stage, the infected humans begin to twitch, get hyper, move at high speeds, and eventually eventually lose the ability to speak, and this all happens in ants as well. In stage 2, the zombies have obvious fungal growth that transforms its host's physical shape and gives it a desire to seek out new hosts, which also happens in ants. In stage 3, the zombies rely on echolocation after losing their sight. In real life, zombie ants also become impaired because they start climbing towards light so that they can prepare for stage 4. In stage 4, the zombies become slow-moving bloaters that can excrete spores, which also happens in ants.
Okay, so that pretty much proves that zombie apocalypse is 100% possible, because it's already pretty much happening at a smaller scale. So realistically, all the fungus just got to do is get to a bigger scale, and boom, we got a zombie outbreak with humans, which is even scarier than with ants.
People are convinced that this is a skinwalker. Listen carefully. Skinwalkers have the ability to mimic the sounds of a human voice, and they have been known to portray themselves as crows. So could this be a skinwalker? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Also, I did a video on my YouTube channel about skinwalker sightings, so if you want to see that video, link in bio.
Didn't it say raven though? Why should I say crow? I know ravens are really smart birds. Like, I wouldn't doubt if that's just raven doing what ravens do, but hey, if it is a skinwalker, whoever's recording it, they gotta be someone super lucky.
Look at this video.
But do you know there could be another contender waiting in line, a dangerous contender known as the zombie fungus, a fungus that hacks the brain and could potentially turn one into a zombie.
Look at this one too.
Warning about a potentially deadly fungus that's apparently spreading throughout hospitals.
Cases have been reported in at least 30 states.
No, I refuse to believe this. Right at the start of 2020, people stood up and shut the whole world down. No one's allowed to leave home. But today, COVID is harmless. No one cares if you're infected with the virus. It's just another flu, apparently. Billions of PCR COVID swabs were conducted. We paid. American, Chinese, and British vaccines were sold to governments worldwide. They told us about 72% of the world's population got vaccinated. What you are seeing now could be one of those, boys, we made a lot of money. Let's do it one more time in 2024. I'm sure many of you have seen The Last of Us. Now, it is true, the type of zombie fungus that they refer to in the series is a real fungus that does exist. However, based on health institutions, this fungus only affects insects and does not affect human beings. Yet, let's say it does, one day. Maybe some Chinese or American labs modify this fungus and they let it explore. We'll have zombies attacking us. I'm not getting vaccinated, bro. I'm going old school. And you should too.
Pretty much touched up on what I said in the last video we saw about zombies. It's like on a smaller scale that really exists. So that means if we get it to a larger scale where it's like infecting human brains. Yeah, we're done. It's over. Pack it up, pack it up. It's over.
Hi, I'm Lindsay, oncology nurse. And I'm really sick and tired of people getting cancer that shouldn't be getting cancer. In lieu of that, I'm gonna give you some tips on how to avoid getting cancer. Fix your anemia. Your body fights off tiny little cancer cells all day long, every day. It can't do that without enough gas in the tank. Fix your anemia. Get the infusions, take the pills, do whatever you gotta do. Just fix the anemia. The second one, take your vitamins twice a day in half doses. Your body can only absorb so much at one time. You can pop like 10 vitamins at one time. Hardly any of them are gonna get absorbed. But if you take them twice a day in half doses, there's a way better chance that those vitamins are gonna get absorbed. Speaking of vitamins, most of your vitamins should come from food. And that food should look like it could actually grow in nature. I personally have never seen an apple the size of a softball, just perfect and shiny and juicy and red on a tree. in like just like a natural orchard. No, they're very small, and that's the way that they're supposed to be before we were injected them with all these things. So your food should look like it was meant to look like, you know? A way that I have found to do that for my family, obviously do whatever you want or can for your family. We shop at Aldi. They're a German grocery store. They have a lot more stricter rules about their food and what can go in and on it. And I feel like I don't have to worry so much as a mom if that gets taken off my plate. Like, if I can just not worry about that for a minute, that's good for me. Your mental health is also very important. Get your screening exams, get your mammos, get your colonoscopies. They're horrible, I know, but it's a lot less horrible than having cancer. Check your boobs. Have your husband check your boobs. Somebody should be checking your boobs once a month. If it doesn't feel right, just go get it checked. If you don't have health insurance, find a good alternative. Like, there's several places in where I live that will do reduced cost screening exams and things like that. Aside from that, I understand it's a huge mountain of things to undertake to try to keep yourself and your family away from all the stuff, all the environmental factors that we are exposed to in this country. But just do the best that you can. And as long as you're being intentional about it, I think it'll be okay. Come back tomorrow for more tips. Love you.
Honestly, if you take care of yourself, it's not a complete guarantee you won't get it. But if you just check for it, the best thing you could do if you do end up, God forbid, getting it is just catching it early. Catching it early is probably the best favor for you.
Hey, bro, you know what's crazy about our world? If you handsome, you can get away with anything. They asked Bob in an interview, they said, you be cheating? He said, yeah. They said, what? They said, you know you got a wife and kids, right? He said, yeah. And nobody said anything. He wasn't hiding either. They asked one of the girls, so you just went along with it? She said, have you seen Bob Marley? Now, I want you to pay special attention to this snow bunny right here. Yeah, that wasn't no random snow bunny. This is Miss World, which is crazy because she was also Miss Jamaica. Her name was Cindy. That was one of his baby mamas. Matter of fact, y'all know Damian Marley? That's his mom. Thing is, he was so honest about it and had so much audacity. He pushed through that audacity barrier and ended up in a space where no one just cared. He got so many kids. Kids just be popping up every year talking about, hey man, I'm your half sibling. Boy, think he Nick Cannon or something. His wife stayed with him the entire time. They said, you knew he was cheating? She said, man, I knew. She said, I only got kind of mad because I was one of his background singers and he made a song for Miss World and he wanted me to sing it. I got a little upset. They told Miss World when he passed, they said, you know he was married, right? She said he was married? I never knew.
Yeah, man, that's that Playboy lifestyle. This man, Bob Marley, took over the world. At one point, he was, I wouldn't say the biggest artist, but at one point, in Jamaica at least, he was the biggest artist. Did you guys ever see that Bob Marley movie? It was an amazing movie. I saw that movie like once around Valentine's Day. Great movie, man. If you guys didn't see it, you guys should definitely watch it. But anyways, thank you for watching the video. If you guys like the chain, remember to check the link down in the description. The astrology necklaces are also on the website, along with the bracelets. Make sure to check those out. Get one for your significant other, your sister, your brother, whatever it may be. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. Peace out.